Hi guys, happy basically last week of full content. So this is actually the last class you'll have of just like an assignment from me. And the next class I'm going to talk about the final assessment and go ahead and let you guys get started on it. It's not massive, so I don't think it's going to be a big stressor in your life. So hopefully that's good. And if you need extra support, I'm always here for you. So let's go ahead and start talking about our last like small assignment. So the assignment you have today is just one, and it is dystopia in nonfiction. So this assignment includes reflecting on Harrison Bergeron, which you read last time through an Edpuzzle video again, and then analyzing dystopian elements in nonfiction articles. So let's take a look. Okay, so I kind of bring it back. I put this on the last kind of worksheet that you had similar to this. What's the point again? We're utilizing various skills we've learned this year in relation to dystopias and to help us understand these essential questions. How does language or your use of it or our use of it influence the world? How do the universal truths discovered by characters influence or connect to me? And do individual or external forces have more power to impact change? So, important note that I want you guys to consider before beginning. Like I just mentioned, next class I'm going to introduce and allow you guys to start working on your final assessment. Putting forth effort on this assignment as well as the last assignment that you had similar to it. I think that one was called dystopian short stories. It looks really similar to this. Putting effort onto those assignments is going to make the assessment so much easier. So these really are building blocks to your assessment. So doing the work now will pay off later. And I just kind of wanted that to be in the forefront of your mind that when that comes this towards the end of this week, having done more work now, you're sure going to be thanking yourself then because it's going to make doing that assessment so much faster and easier. Okay, but more on that to come, I promise. You'll get the rubric, the directions, everything you need to know, and then you'll have um, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday as full work days. And then I'm not sure the due date yet. I'm not sure if it has to be due on Tuesday or if I can wait to have it be due on Friday. I think I can. Um, but I need to double check that. But otherwise, it'll be due either Tuesday or by the end of the week, whatever I'm kind of allowed to do. But I want to give you as much time as possible. Anyways, okay, so you're going to reflect on Harrison Bergeron. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. I felt like overall the story or the way that it plays out is weirdly similar to Old Glory, especially in the way that it ends. It kind of ends in a shocking and very abrupt death, which I don't want you to think that all dystopians are like that. However, at the same time, I was thinking about it, dystopians do end in death at the end a lot. Seems to be a trend. I'm not sure it's like a necessary trend. Like, I don't think that's like a quality of dystopias that someone dies at the end. I don't think so. But I do think, I don't know. I'm thinking about the dystopians that I've read, and it does seem to happen. However, I wouldn't list it as like a characteristic of dystopia. Anyways, they do kind of deal with different topics. The first one dealt with kind of freedom of speech, I thought more, and then this one seemed to deal with the idea of equality and what true equality looks like. I thought he displayed it in kind of a quirky way that almost made fun of equality and people wanting to be exactly equal, because then it took away people's talents and strengths and stuff like that. So I don't know. It was very interesting. I'm excited to hear more about your guys' thoughts on that story. So, just like last short story, you're going to summarize it. You're going to analyze how it fits into dystopia or how it fits into the dystopian genre. Please don't say because someone died at the end, because I promise you, I don't think that's a quality of it. It just so happens that they have that in common. Then you're going to do those kind of short answer, sort of journally responses to these essential questions that we are focusing our whole unit around. If you want a strategy you might use for this, is sort of a quick write strategy. So you might get out your phone or set a timer on your laptop, um, and just set a timer for maybe a minute or two, and just word vomit. Just type, 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 type all the thoughts that you have. So when you read the question, how did Harrison's words influence the world in this story? Maybe set a 1 minute timer and just type everything you think about that and just kind of put it out there. And then maybe you can go back and revise if you had some things that sounded funny or you just wrote, I don't know, a couple times. You might be able to edit that out. But I think just kind of a get all your thoughts out there type of approach is the way to go on those. Okay, and then part two is dystopia in nonfiction. Are there elements of dystopia happening today? Because oftentimes, quality of dystopia is that it takes place in the future, right? But dystopia is often inspired by concerns of the author about the real world, the real current world. So I pulled some articles that I personally think have some maybe questionable elements or questionable topics, questionable things happening in the article that could, um, I don't know, be an element of dystopia or inspire a dystopian novel. Um, and I wanted you to read one of these. I've given you five options, and just read one and kind of become an expert on that one. You also don't need, okay, I'm giving you permission here. I'm not requiring that you read every single word. I'm kind of okay with it if you want to skim it enough that you understand what the article is talking about. And some are longer than others. Number five is definitely a little bit of a longer read, but I also think it might be the best read of the five. So whatever you want. Number four is kind of a more challenging read. I even kind of had to reread some things because I was like, what? Um, but it's an interesting one. So if you're kind of interested in more of a challenge read, that one might be for you. And you're going to basically do the same thing. Summarize it. Is this dystopian? Do you think? Is it not? If so, why? Just what are your thoughts there? And then analyzing the essential questions in response to your article. How could the words influence the world? How could words influence the world in this situation? What big ideas were discussed and how could it connect to you? And then who has more power in relation to the article, external forces or individual influence to create change. And in some articles, you might think external forces have more power. If that is the case, I'm curious if your thoughts are, if you think that could be changed by an individual or multiple individual influence, or not. Just kind of curious on your thoughts here. You guys are extremely intelligent individuals, and I think you would have some really interesting input on this. So that's your work for today, is just this one worksheet, but these two sections. I could, even though it is a short worksheet, I could see it taking you a little bit just because there's some reading involved, and you might have to kind of like refresh your memory on what Harrison Bergeron was all about. But of course, Wednesday I'll be online office hours from 9 to 11. So if you're struggling with this, please hop on and I can kind of work with you and we can work together on getting some of this done if you're finding it challenging. I'd be happy to help. Okay, bye guys. Have a great week.